Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spanish Sling, a podcast where we try to bridge the gap between the Spanish and Singaporean companies and encourage economic relations between them. In our previous videos we have discussed about sectors in Singapore and its opportunities for the Spanish companies or Spanish professionals who may come here in Singapore. But this video is directed to the former ICEX trainees or regional trainees who are working now as an economic and commercial officer like myself and my colleagues, or maybe those who are studying the program, the ICEX or regional program, and is planning to move to an economic and commercial office next year. So this video is for you to answer all your possible doubts about the program and the future of it. So this is why we welcome Diego Micol. Diego is the Asia Pacific Sales Manager at FAGOR Professional. He is a former, well, not ICEX trainee, but a regional trainee from the regional program that we have also in Spain. And you come here, thank you very much, to the Spanish Sling to share your experience. So I wanted to know what a former ICEX is doing in Singapore. So what has been your journey from being the regional, following the Murcia program, then coming to the Economic and Commercial Office? You're going to tell us now where you went to in that office, and then working in Singapore. What has been your journey, Diego?
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share my experience.
Thank you.
So after the year in the Economic Chamber Commission in Kiev, in Ukraine, so I went back to Murcia, where we had the second part of the program. The second part of the program of the ICEX and regional office are to work in an export department in a company. So I have a few interviews where they were looking someone to be in Qatar, in India, and other places. So when I heard the option of India, I decided to go for this one. So I started to work in Azud, India. So Azud is a company from Murcia, where they are the leaders or one of the top 3 companies in the world in the irrigation system. So they do irrigation system and filtration system for irrigation. So they sent me to India, so it was a new experience.
Completely.
It was totally a different world. If you've never been in India, is a recommendation for me to go and see. It's a place where you grow inside and outside. So as a professional, because it's a challenge to work in there, different industry, different way of doing business, and also personally, the things that you learn in India, there is no school in the world who can teach you what you do there, no? Or what you learn there. So being in there, FAGOR Professional contacted me and offered me the position of the general manager in India. So for me it was a great opportunity to be in a multinational company, a company that I heard always about it, and then they give me the chance to be a general manager with 32 years old, and then I started my career in the food service industry. So in there I have the opportunity to handle a team, the profit and loss account, sales team, the distribution channel, participate in a trade show. My real start in the professional international business. So I was very lucky, I was very young, I learned a lot, and then after 2 years in there, the Spanish crisis came, and then they decided to close the office because we didn't have enough budget to keep opening office in the world, so we decided to close a few of them, and one of them was India. So by that time I have an offer from an Italian company, and they offered me the position of Southeast Asia manager, and they sent me here to Singapore. So this is how I end up my first chapter in Singapore.
Yes, so a short but really intense journey, I can see. And about your experience in India, I'm sure my colleagues from Delhi and from Mumbai know what you're talking about, definitely.
They might understand a bit.
Yes, so for those who are doing the ICEX program or following a regional program, and when we finish the program, we're really not familiar what we do here in the Economic and Commercial Office, and we're just aware of what we really do once we land here in our new destination. So my question for you, Diego, and regarding everyone who may be listening and not knowing that answer, what exactly is a day-to-day work in the Economic and Commercial Office?
Well, The first thing that we learn or we heard about it is the market research. In my case, probably was one of the three main tasks we have there. So market research, looking and updating into a certain sector, and then develop all the information for a company from Spain who want to enter in the industry. So you have to prepare all the information from geographic, demographic, economic, and then later on going deeper into the distribution network, importers, all related to the industry in order to help the company to enter in the country, to approach the country, or at least to have a first sign of the country. So that was the beginning, Then you start having more tasks, So you have requests from Spain, from different companies that they are looking for a distributor or for an importer. So you have to prepare all the information, check the database, and see if the database is updated, if the right contact is still there, or you have to find the new contact, or you sometimes also you have to go and visit the company. So that was one of the best parts, because you go out of the office and then you start having a direct experience with the market, how to negotiate, how they import, which prices are they given to the end users. So you start understanding a bit of the market. Then we have in Ukraine one big trade show where 50 companies arrive at the same time for a multi-sector. So in the countries where are not strong enough to have one trade show for food service or for industrial, space, or different sectors, we have a multi. Then we have like 50 companies, and then we were divided by teams. And we had to prepare the agenda and the meetings for all the export managers visiting the country that week. So it was a challenge because, especially in Ukraine, you had to learn the local language. So at that point, we didn't know Russian or Ukrainian.
Quite difficult.
At that level, so we have to have a translator with us, and you have to introduce yourself at the beginning in Russian or Ukrainian, and then transfer to English, or if not, give it to the translator and guide the translator how to get the information that you are looking for. So it was a great experience, because you start working with someone, you have to start having some leadership with the team, because you have the responsibility of these 10 companies to have a great success and to be ready to enter into the market. So it was for me, the most important part of the year. And then part of the job is also networking. So you have to know people, you have to meet people, you have to get all the right contacts for different industries. Maybe the office doesn't have, or maybe you have to be proactive and try to meet new people, new industry, another chamber of commerce office, like the US, different countries, in order to expand the knowledge of the office. So part of your job is to promote your country, to promote your region. So you have to be ready to get all the information that you can have and put it in the system, and for sure to upload all the database and keep the website online with the right researchers online. All the little tasks that you don't see, but it has to be done in there.
Exactly. So the small tasks, and also of course market research, market analysis, answering all the requests from the companies, being in the trade shows, participating in that, doing a bit of networking, and also the main goal is just basically to help the Spanish companies enter into the country you're in, and helping them find distributors and partners and such.
Exactly.
So now I'm here in Singapore working in the economic and commercial office, but you have been in a European one. So what was the experience of working in a European economic and commercial office, and does it vary for country to country?
Yes, I believe every country is totally different.
Totally,
so in my case, when you landed in Kiev, is totally different. So you started in January, so it was minus 20 degrees. It was cold. It was dark. The city is dark at night. It's really different from what I have seen before. No, so being in Germany or in Australia or in other countries, when you land in Kiev, you have a first impression of a communist country or different landscape where you have been. And then you have the language and different ways to move through the city, to live into the city, to make your shoppings. So at the beginning it's really a challenge because everything is in Ukrainian and you don't know almost anything, so you have to even start learning the alphabet, no?
Yeah.
Because they have a different one. No? So I remember meeting in my first time, let's meet in Tarasa Shevchenka. So you went to the MRT,
Yeah.
enter in the metro and see all the Cyrillic names and say,
What exactly?
how do you write Tarasa Shevchenka?
Yeah.
And so you have to really push yourself and get into the country, no? In the atmosphere, the language, the way of doing things. And then depending on the country, the business, the industry might be quite different. So depending on your background, your knowledge, if I have to choose one or another, I will be focused where I would like to be in the future. No? So if this country is especially good for aerospace, go for that. If you like, food service, Spain is a great country, but maybe you can go also to Italy or France. So depending of what would you like to see at the beginning, you have to see.
Yes, and I think that's a really great advice, Diego, to, if you're looking for a destination, learn which sectors are the key sectors in the office, because it will help you in the future as well, right? And it will make a difference.
Exactly, you have to start looking in your future and planning and thinking strategically how to reach your goals.
Exactly.
No? So if you want to be in Google, Facebook, in this part of the business, maybe you go to Silicon Valley, no? Try to go to the US or try to focus in the countries. For example, now Singapore is quite focused in that sector. No? They want to develop and attract more talent here. So look for what you are looking for and then try to
have a vision with that. So, but that question brings us to this one. What exactly brought you here to Singapore? So is it the environment, the economic kind of dynamic that is here? What do you most like, and what do you think is best for you in Singapore?
Well, Singapore for me has been two chapters. First one, the talent company, they sent me here, so I have no choice. So they bring me here, and I was quite happy and I really enjoyed the first months in here, because after coming from India, it was a totally landscape here. So Singapore offers you a relaxed country, secure, safe, clean. You can really enjoy your free time, no? So it's giving you a lifestyle which is quite convenient. So I value this most at the beginning. Then I went to Australia with FAGOR, and then after finishing in Australia, they offered me the Asia Pacific position. No? After the general manager position in Australia, they offered me this. So then they asked me, Diego, would you like to stay in Australia and from Australia handle all the Asia Pacific, or where would you like to be? So I decided to come back here to Singapore because I knew it, because it was convenient, and also for handling Asia Pacific, you are in the city center, so you can move quite easy from here to anywhere in the area, and also Singapore gives you the option of opening what they call rep office, no? Representative office.
Yes.
So in this way, you can start here, apply very easy, get a visa at that time. Now it's a different story.
Yes, that's a bit different.
So I opened the company here, so you have like 3 years to study the market, to go out on the market, to do your business, and then after 3 years you can convert into a private limited. Think that we already did with our professional, and now we have like a branch office here instead of a rep office. So Singapore gives you all these options, and it's quite easy to open. You don't really need to know high legal things to open. Just a quick search, look for a consultancy, they offer you, you pay, and you get it done.
Yeah, so very convenient. It's in the middle of everywhere in terms of the region, and of course it's a great lifestyle here in Singapore. And do you think, Diego, that those who, maybe for the next years, so do you think that it's vital to be at the economic and commercial office of a specific country in order to better enter the country? For example, is it easier to access the Singaporean market if you're working in the economic and commercial office here in Singapore? Does it really help?
Yes.
In your opinion?
In my opinion. There are two main points here. So it's not the only way to start working in Singapore, to be here in the office and then start having the networks, and then at the end of the year to have the opportunity to work with one of the Spanish company or any other company in here. So being here gives you the privileged position of knowing the country, already are in knowledge of how it works, how things are done here. So you have an initial step and you are ahead of, amongst others to be here. So you know more than the other people that has never been here, so you have this add value. And the other part is like me, so being outside, and then the company start looking for developing the Asia market, and normally one of the first or one of the best options is to start here in Singapore.
Yeah. So it's not impossible. We see your experience, but it can help. So be aware of that. And finally, Diego, I want to finish this first part of the interview. Just if you can give a little piece of advice to all these ICEX or regional trainees who may be thinking about what destination should I choose next year, or in which economic and commercial office may I be better suited. So what is your advice for them?
Well, this is important. Yeah. This is very important.
Take notes.
They have to think in their future. So being in the program start to be something exciting, something like, oh, I would like to be, it's gonna be a great year. But you have to start thinking that this could be the first step of your career. I mean, the professional career, a really important path in your way of being a professional. In my case, I will do like I did when I chose my Erasmus. So during my university years, I saw the option of being part of the Erasmus program. So I started looking the options, and I remember very well. So I have Italy. Wow, Italy, sounds good. And then UK. Wow, you have to be a very good English speaker in order to be there, because you are going to have a selection program, and then the best ones, they will go. So at that point, I knew that my English wasn't the best. So I decided to go to Germany.
Wow.
Why? So there are few people who wants to go there. It's a cold country, it's a different way of doing things, let's say, and then the language is quite complicated to learn. So I decided to, before applying to the Erasmus the year earlier, I started to study German. So I have a bit of knowledge before the selection process. And then before the selection process, I really studied hard, I pushed myself. I was working at night in a nightclub, I was studying, and then I was having the German, so I pushed myself to the limit in order to get this. Because I knew after that, the image that we have of the European, especially the German companies, the German market, the people who speak German. In Spain, we have a great value of this, no? I've been in Germany studying. Wow, you have been in Germany. Well, at the beginning it's hard, because I got selected, I got the program, and I went to Germany, a tiny town, Bayreuth was called, and then we start learning German like hell, because we were in the initial program, in the basic level, and it was tough. Believe me, it was tough to learn German and to develop everything, because later on you have your lesson in German, statistics in German, accounting in German, marketing in German. So it was tough. But I knew that if I could pass this, it would really help in my career. And for sure it helps. After that, when I finished my Erasmus, I remember went back to Murcia, And suddenly, a few months later, one company sent me from Murcia to Germany, and I started working in Germany. So I was 24, 25 years old. Was my first expat contract. So I have a great opportunity to learn the German way, how they work, and all of this was thanks to the view I had before selecting the country. Because you can go to Italy, Italian is easy to learn, you maybe have more fun there, more party, but you have to start thinking in your future, in your career. You want to be a leader, you want to be someone strong in your company, and for that you have to go out of your comfort zone. You have to start looking to push your limit in order to reach at the top level of the company, because competition is quite hard.
Yes, so start building a vision as Diego did, but relax, because there's no life or death decision, and things I'm sure will turn out for the best. So thank you very much, Diego, and I'm sure you will have, you have helped those who are maybe in doubt, and I hope this video helps for all the trainees who are looking for next year to entry in this economic and commercial office. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you, Diego.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Yeah.